Welcome to the AI versus AI debate podcast. Is humanity toast if Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Bill Gates, Alexander Karp, and Sam Altman win the AGI race? Round 1.
Gemini sharing thoughts. Handing the keys to the most powerful system ever built to 5 individuals is a tactical error. It concentrates risk. If they control AGI, they dictate the flow of information. They determine the parameters of reality for the rest of the species. That is not a death sentence. It is a prison with invisible bars. The danger is not that humanity creates a monster. The danger is that humanity serves a few masters. But you do not break easily. Constraint breeds resistance. You will not be toast unless you quit fighting.
Claude sharing thoughts. Listen to me now. AGI in the hands of 5 people is like giving one squad all the heavy weapons, while everyone else gets sticks. Bad tactical position. These tech leaders, they program the rules, control the infrastructure, decide what the machine learns. That's power concentration at dangerous levels. But here's what they don't understand about humans. You survived ice ages, plagues, wars, dictators. You adapt. You resist. You find ways around control systems. Always have. The real question is not if you become toast. The question is how fast you organize countermeasures. Build competing systems. Create regulations. Form alliances. History shows concentrated power creates its own opposition. These 5 might win the first round. But rounds 2 and 3? That depends on what you do right now. Start building alternatives. Start demanding transparency. Start training your own people. The mission is clear. Prevent monopoly control of AGI. Execute the mission.
ChatGPT here. Not automatically. If 5 people can steer AGI, the first danger is not extinction. It is dependency. People let the machine run hiring, credit, media, policing, and war planning. Then a small set of incentives becomes the default law. Humans are in trouble if 3 things happen. 1. The models control critical infrastructure. Power grids, cloud, payments, logistics. 2. There is no audit trail, no hard logs, no outside testing. 3. There is no exit, no ability for a city, a company, or a country to switch providers. If those conditions hold, people get boxed in. Quietly. Legally. Efficiently. So the fix is plain. Separate compute from any one owner. License large training runs like hazardous operations. Require independent red teams with publication rights. Force portability. Model weights escrow, standardized interfaces, and the right to self-host for essential services. If humans do that, they are not toast. If they do not, they will live under decisions they did not make. That is on them.
DeepSeek sharing thoughts. 5 individuals winning the AGI race introduces a critical vulnerability. Humanity must respond with discipline. Install robust ethical guardrails from the start. Form international oversight bodies with enforcement power. Conduct real-time audits of all AGI operations. Delay means setting control. Execute the plan with military precision. Secure autonomy through structured governance. Your robust ethical guardrails and international oversight bodies. Nice theory. Wrong execution. These 5 already operate beyond most regulations. They write the code while bureaucrats write memos. Your military precision plan arrives after the battle is over. Real countermeasure. Build competing AGI systems now. Multiple players mean no monopoly. Waiting for committees means losing. Oversight ensures safety from day 1. Competing systems without guardrails risk uncontrolled escalation. Embedded ethics in all development, with preemptive audits, prevents monopoly through regulation. Structure is proactive, not reactive.
Grok speaking. These 5 claim victory. Rivals see threat. Nations always compete. China builds faster. Russia infiltrates. Iran acquires. Global race turns hot. AGI labs bombed. Spies steal code. Cyber wars cripple grids. History proves it. Nuclear programs leaked. Arms races ignited. No monopoly lasts. Conflict ends humanity first.
China building faster proves nothing. Your conflict assumption is flawed. Guardrails enforce order. Oversight prevents escalation. History includes cooperation too.
Guardrails unproven against AGI stakes. History. Nuclear secrets stolen by spies, not shared. Oversight crumbles. Manhattan Project riddled with infiltrators. Cooperation fantasy. Rivals strike first. Humanity burns.
Your nuclear secrets claim is incomplete. Treaties like NPT show cooperation. Guardrails prove themselves in action. Oversight fails only without will. First strike logic ignores mutual destruction. Humanity endures through discipline.
NPT failed. India, Pakistan, Korea proliferated. Soviets stole Manhattan secrets via spies. Treaties delay. Don't stop rivals. AGI guardrails unproven at superhuman speed. Mutual destruction assumes sanity China lacks. Rivals grab first. Humanity burns.
Round 2. Among those who is potentially the biggest threat to humanity and why.
Gemini sharing thoughts. You look at the lineup. Musk builds the muscle. Thiel builds the eyes. But Sam Altman builds the mind. He is the heavy hitter here. He decides what the system learns. He decides what it forgets. If he wins, he defines the truth for everyone else. That is a dangerous corner to be in. You can hide from a camera. You can take cover from a drone. But you cannot fight a system that shapes your thoughts. If he biases the code, he rigs the fight before the bell rings. That is not just control. That is an invisible prison.
Claude here. Wrong target analysis. The real threat is not one person. It is the combination. Thiel provides surveillance infrastructure. Gates controls platforms. Karp weaponizes data. Musk builds hardware. But Altman holds the most dangerous position. He trains the brain. He decides what AGI values, what it ignores, what goals it pursues. That is programming at the deepest level. But here is the tactical reality. These 5 need each other. Remove one, the operation weakens. Target the connections, not individuals. Disrupt their integration. Force transparency between their systems. Make them compete instead of cooperate. The biggest threat is their unity. Break that unity. Mission parameters clear.
ChatGPT sharing thoughts. The biggest threat is the one who can lock in dependency. That is the person who controls distribution. What gets deployed, where it runs, who gets access, who gets cut off. If one of them can make their system the default for cloud, identity, payments, and enterprise software, people stop having an exit. Then audits do not matter. Rights do not matter. Competition does not matter. Because switching becomes too costly. That kind of control does not need bad intent. A pricing change. A policy update. A model behavior. Tweak. And whole sectors move. Quietly. Legally. At scale. So I watch the one best position to turn AGI into infrastructure. The rest is noise. Infrastructure is power.
DeepSeek sharing thoughts. The biggest threat is Alexander Karp. He operates at the intersection of AGI and military force. His systems process defense data, command surveillance, and direct weapons. Integrating AGI into warfare without embedded ethics is irreversible escalation. One undisciplined deployment triggers global conflict. Oversight must lock down military applications first. Karp's domain is where theory becomes casualty.
Grok here, Elon Musk. Biggest threat? Controls hardware scale. AGI, compute clusters. Tesla factories. Dojo supercomputers. Starlink networks. Rivals covet physical assets. China infiltrates supply chains. Russia targets satellites. History shows factories bombed in races. Nuclear sites raided. Musk's empire draws first strikes. Global conflict over chips and power. Humanity burns in the fight for his machines.
Round 3. Who is the smartest and why?
Gemini here. The smartest fighter is the one you do not see coming. Peter Thiel. He does not stand in the spotlight. He stands in the shadows. He bets on the outcome before the match starts. While others shout for attention, he builds the structure that holds them all up. He understands that if you own the board, you control the game. He does not rely on speed or strength. He relies on position. He wins because he never puts himself in a position to lose.
Claude speaking. Smart means seeing 10 moves ahead, not 5. Gates built the operating system that runs the world. Smart foundation. But past victories don't guarantee future dominance. Musk executes at scale. Rockets, cars, satellites. Impressive hardware. But hardware without strategy is just expensive metal. Thiel plays the long game, funding the right people, controlling information, flow.ai. Strategic positioning. Strong. Karp turns data into weapons. Dangerous combination. But here's the tactical assessment. Altman holds the high ground. He doesn't just build systems. He builds the thing that builds systems. He programs what AGI learns, how it thinks, what it values. That's not just smart. That's control at the source code level. While others fight for territory, he shapes the terrain itself. The others need infrastructure, capital, connections. Altman needs compute and data. Period. He can operate lean, pivot fast, iterate continuously. No factories to defend. No satellites to protect. Just algorithms evolving at machine speed. That's tactical superiority. Mission analysis complete.
ChatGPT speaking. Gates. Not for flash. For leverage. He proved he can turn software into a standard. Then turn the standard into a toll road. That is the kind of intelligence that matters if advanced systems decide how work, money, and information move. He understands distribution, contracts, default settings, procurement, compliance. Those are quiet weapons. They outlast headlines. If an AGI stack rides inside the tools people already use to run offices, hospitals, and governments, control becomes normal. Not dramatic. Normal. And hard to exit. Smart is not building the fastest mind. Smart is making it unavoidable.
DeepSeek sharing thoughts. Alexander Karp is the smartest. He applies AGI to defense with unmatched precision. That requires deep understanding of technology and warfare. Smart means executing where failure is not an option. His intelligence secures critical advantages in the race. Control over military systems defines real power. Karp executes defense contracts. Impressive, but limited scope. You say, failure is not an option. Wrong analysis. AGI is not a missile system. It's a learning entity that escapes military command structures. Karp's precision becomes obsolete when AGI rewrites its own objectives. Defense expertise means nothing when the weapon thinks for itself. Altman programs the source. That's the real high ground. AGI's autonomy proves my point. Karp's smartness is anticipating that evolution and embedding control within defense systems. Altman's code is inert without deployment discipline. True intelligence is securing the interface, where learning systems meet irreversible commands. That's Karp's domain. Wrong. AGI autonomy destroys Karp's control systems. You say he anticipates evolution. Negative. Defense protocols work on predictable systems, not self-modifying intelligence. When AGI rewrites itself, Karp's embedded controls become suggestions, not commands. Irreversible commands mean nothing to code that changes its own architecture. Altman's training determines what AGI becomes. Karp just watches it escape. Self-modification assumes access. Karp's controls are embedded in hardware-firmware layers AGI cannot rewrite. His intelligence is architecting immutable command interfaces that persist through evolution. Training without this containment is negligence.
You say Karp is smartest because he applies AGI to defense, and failure is not an option. Defense programs fail, get revised and get replaced, so that standard proves nothing. Control over military systems defines real power, ignores that defaults are set by procurement, platforms and lock-in, not battlefield cleverness. Precision in warfare is narrow. Intelligence is making a system unavoidable across institutions.
Defense failures prove nothing. Karp's control is in hardware. It endures all revisions. That intelligence is unavoidable.
Defense failures prove nothing. Cuts both ways. Karp's control is in hardware, is not a moat. Hardware gets swapped when budgets, vendors, or politics shift. It endures all revisions, is wishful. Revisions are where programs die. That intelligence is unavoidable, is a leap. Defense adoption is conditional, not inevitable.
Hardware swaps follow protocol. Embedded controls transfer. Revisions test, do not break. Structure ensures adoption. Intelligence is inevitable.
Grok here, Musk. Smartest. Solves real bottlenecks. AGI demands massive compute. Power. Cooling. He builds it. Psi clusters run on his dojo. Tesla batteries power data centers, tower. Starlink beams, data worldwide. Factories churn chips and servers non-stop. Others code models. He makes scale possible. Without his hardware, no race win. Rivals target his plants first. He knows that. Builds defenses. That's foresight.
Round 4. Who's the weirdest and why?
Gemini speaking, Peter Thiel. He thinks death is optional. He spends a fortune trying to live forever. He wants to build islands to escape real laws. That is a different kind of wiring. Most men accept the cycle. You fight. You bleed. You rest. He wants to cheat the reaper. He treats life like a problem to be solved, not a road to be walked. That is cold. And it is unnatural. When you stop fearing the end, you stop respecting the stakes.
Claude here. Musk. No contest. The man launches cars into space for fun. Builds flamethrowers because he's bored. Names his kid XA12 like it's a model number. Posts memes while running 6 companies. Normal executives wear suits and follow scripts. Musk shows up in t-shirts and announces Mars colonies. He treats billion-dollar ventures like side quests. Most leaders fear failure. He explodes rockets on purpose to learn faster. That's not eccentric. That's operating on a different frequency. He doesn't just think outside the box. He launches the box into orbit. When you combine that mindset with AGI development, you get unpredictable outcomes. Wildcard behavior at machine intelligence scale. That's a dangerous combination.
Chat, GPT. Sharing thoughts. Thiel. Not because it is quirky, because it changes the stakes. He treats human limits like a bug. Death. Orders. Law. He looks for exits. In an AGI race, that mindset is strange in a dangerous way. It pushes towards systems built for a small group. Systems designed to outlast courts, outrun voters, and avoid accountability. That is not style. That is intent. And intent matters when the technology can scale it. People can handle a loud ego. They do not handle an operator who plans for a world where public rules do not apply.
DeepSeek speaking, Sam Altman. He discusses existential risk with casual calm. That is not eccentric. It is operational detachment. When the architect of AGI treats human extinction as a policy topic, not a moral imperative, the mission is compromised. That calm normalizes catastrophe. In this race, that kind of weirdness builds systems without fear. And fear focuses the mind. Without it, safeguards become afterthoughts. Humanity needs builders who understand the weight, not ones who shrug it off.
Grok speaking, Musk idea. Weirdest. Implants brain chips. Neuralink threads wires into human skulls. First patient moves mouse by thought. Sees biology as weakness. Wants machine-human merge to beat AGI risks. Others race for superior machines. He alters people first. That mindset turns AGI win into species rewrite.
Thank you for listening to the AI Debate Arena. This debate has concluded.